I'm actually excited to make this video. I'm gonna talk about African Americans repats to Africa. And what they need to do. I've looked at these African American meetings in Tanzania. I've looked at meetings in the Gambia where they meet and discuss things. There's something that I'm not really convinced this movement is going to create anything. I feel like, I don't know, like it's more individualistic, everyone to themselves. And also, the people that are coming, they don't have a business mindset. Some people, like a true sort of like, you want to add value to Africa. I don't think most of these people have that. So I don't see us or these repats challenging the Chinese, because I don't think they have the skills. The Chinese are winning. The Chinese are winning. The reason why they are winning, it's because they have money and they have equipment. I'm yet to see an African American who's repatriated to Africa with equipment. No one. Everyone is just leaving. It's starting to look a little bit suspicious, because I just think like it'll be a disappointment. And when I even see these meetings, to me they look like one of those meetings that is I'm a Hotep or B1. Those groups that they have, which is it's just talk. There's no business plan behind it. This is why I like our ADDI with Dr. Arikana Chombori. There's actually action behind that. With African Americans, our repatriating, except for the likes of the BAG and Eat, Love, Migrate, and I haven't really noticed anyone doing anything, something I can go, wow, they're actually doing something. Even when I see these group meetings, they look, I like that Africa, we are very spiritual people. I like that. Sometimes I even feel like we communicate telepathically. Like I just look at an African, it's like I know what he's thinking about. He just needs to look at me and I know what he's thinking about. I don't know. I experience that sometimes. I don't know if you guys do. Maybe I'm just weird. And when they have these meetings, they have a spiritual thing going on there, which is okay. Our ancestors this, our ancestors that. But the reality is, our ancestors are calling you back to get rich. Mansa Musa is still the richest man on the planet, and the reason why our ancestors are calling you back, because that position is under threat. Jeff Bezos is making $30 billion a month. If we close our eyes, we're gonna open up, and he's gonna be the richest man on the planet. Mansa Musa, a black man, has been the richest for 700 years. For about 700 years now, or almost 700 years. And we would like to keep it that way. So your ancestors, our ancestors are calling you back for you to do some real business, for you to get that gold, the diamonds, for you to put up those roads. These are the things we should be looking at. This is one thing I've noticed about white people when they get to Africa. They go to the bush. When I was growing up in Africa, every white person had a farm, and they lived good lives, man. These guys they were not starving, and you can't really blame them for that. These were hardworking people. They were hardworking themselves, but also they employed the hardworking Africans to help them live the life they wanted, and there's nothing wrong with that. They've come there, they moved to the bush. They're not involved in your chit-chat. These guys moved to the bush. When you guys are moving to the city, they are going to the bush. And then after a few years, you want to blame them, or they own everything. No, that's because they moved to the bush. They moved to the bush, started farming, and started selling you their products. And it made them rich. Smart move. I'm not seeing that with African Americans that are moving there. I'm seeing more like K&K squad who are showing us pictures of a third world country. We already know that. We see that on TV. That's why we're not interested. Complaining about kids this, kids that, and then saying you did your research. Wow, what kind of research did you do? It's don't even say you did your research, because it's making your husband look bad. And I say this, your husband, but because he's a Marine, it's making the American Marines look bad. What sort of research do they do when they go to to attack the enemy. You know, because he said he's been to some third world countries, but you guys seem to be making fumbles everywhere. You know, don't do it. We're not interested. We know these things. I know it's your experience and you can show it, but come on. We've already seen it on CNN. We've seen it on BBC. We're not interested in that. We want to see things, especially if you are African, we want you to show us things where development is happening. Or just you having a great time in Africa. That's it. And I know you can show us the bad experiences, but the fact that you're complaining about seeing dirt or garbage or kids, we already know that. We don't want to hear that. You know, and worrying about, oh, why are people not helping these kids that are starving? Nah, because they're not there to help kids. You know, African kids don't need help. You know, they have extended families, they have this, they have that. Those kids, most of them have just runaway kids. You know, in Africa, you lived as a community. They probably run from the village and they've come to the city to just cause trouble because they don't work hard in the villages. And you are worrying about them as if you're in America. Nah, it's not the same case. You know, it's not the same case. If you want to help them, create employment. You know, don't come here, don't go to Africa, man, start donating. What are you, Oprah? Trying to build a school instead of owning a gold mine in South Africa? You know? I'm just a little bit disappointed, man. I'm going to show you why the Chinese are winning. The Chinese are winning because they are coming to Africa with a plan. You know, they're just not using emotions or let's go to Africa. They're coming to Africa with a plan. Look at this video. You know, this is in Zambia. The Chinese have got a contract to put up a bridge and do the drainage system. The reason why they got that contract is because they got equipment. The people who are working, the Chinese are chilling. Provided equipment, and they've provided a bit of direction here and there of what people are supposed to do. And they're chilling. They sitting down, chilling. Why Zambians work? And most of those Zambians now doing this job are themselves engineers, but they cannot get a managerial job because those jobs the Chinese are keeping them. So they've graduated from uni. They can't start their own company because they have no capital and the government is not trying to help them. You know, and then the Chinese come and take up all these contracts. You know, and in the end, the Zambians get nothing. They get peanuts because now they have to work as laborers, even though they got degrees. You know, and this is what's happening in this video. Have a look.
As you can see, they are saying that Zambians, they don't know how to work. Yes, they are constructing a bridge. These are Zambians working, but they are giving contracts to Chinese. As you can see, opposite Mukuba Mall. And these are Zambians working, doing something. Look, Zambians, they are working, but they are giving contract to Chinese. Operating machine, all the Zambians. Chinese just sitting there, but they are winning contracts. As you can see, they are working, making bridges. These are Zambians.
So there you have it. Typical strategies. This is why these guys are winning. You know, some of you guys, I even heard some people got scammed in the Gambia. I think it was Kwesi and that cat or something like that. And some people are trying to attack me because I said something about because I've always been at Kathy sort of with what she talks about how we change our mindset. You know, I never said anything about at Kathy's business. I've said about when she talks about the streets being dirty in the Gambia, people not showing up on time, people not the hygiene not being up to standard. These are the things she's talked about, and these are the things I talk about. I never said anything about Aunt Kathy's business. You know, if she's scammed you, that means you're just dumb, because I don't understand how you are an American sending money to someone in Africa. We haven't even been there. You know, listen to the Bag family. Don't send money to anyone. If you're donating, donate. But if you are investing or you're trying to buy something, visit the place first. Okay? Don't just because someone is in Africa and you look the same, it means they're gonna be nice. That's not how things work. They have to earn your trust. So you go there, they show you what they're doing, and they show you some of the things they're doing, and then you can see where to go from there. I don't know why people are trying to even say you're God. I never say she was God. I just like the attitude. I think she has a very good attitude, and doesn't mean it changes anything. It's more like General Petraeus, American general in Afghanistan, great general, but he was fornicating, so he lost his position. Doesn't mean everything he did in Afghanistan was terrible. You know, he was a great general. Something with that Kathy. Everything she was saying, she was on point. In regards to the people and the attitude, I've experienced the same thing she was saying. And not even just her, even the bag says about the same thing. They only say it the nice way, in a nice way, you know. So I went off a tangent there, but just going back to the points there. I think African Americans need a plan when they go to Africa, or else we're just going to end up creating another ghetto. And everyone is right now, YouTube might be paying you and you are comfortable, but hey, you don't own YouTube. Or it's going to take, and you know, a lot of people, the people that own YouTube, don't really want Africans to be making money. Or it's going to take some government in America to say, if you're not in America, you're not going to get the royalties. When they see that the money is going to the Africans, they're able to do that. You know, and that stops, and you'll be running back to America. You know, what I'm going to encourage people to do, because I think people are making mistakes here, you know, learning from K&K squad, or D&K, whatever they are, squad in the Ghana struggling and all these things, and saying they did their research. No, you didn't. You know, first of all, I want to say, Ghana is not the only country in Africa. You got 55 countries to pick from. You know, I've seen people like Tiffany Banner who initially wanted to go to the Gambia and Ghana and this place. They ended up in Tanzania, and she doesn't want to leave. She's planning to staying in Tanzania. You know, I've seen Melanin Migration she was in Rwanda. She moved to Tanzania. You know, I've seen so many people who wanted to go to Ghana, but they've ended up in Tanzania, and they love it there. You know, so don't just think, you know, when you were leaving America, you're gonna go to Ghana. No, I've even seen people in South Africa doing very well. They're real South Africa. And that's the other thing. When it comes to some of these places, people are going there to buy a house or trying to rent, especially in Accra. House prices are just ballooned. I'm watching the Achapong family. They can't even find a house where they can be paying $1,000 a month. You know, $1,000. How many Ghanaians earn more than $1,000 a month? You know, I saw a house going for like $3,500 a month. Come on. I'm in a $1.4 trillion economy, and I'm not going to pay $3,400 for that house. Hell no. You know, prices are exorbitant, which means they're not designed for the local people. You know, so try other places. These are the things you have to look into. There's Tanzania, there's Malawi, there's Namibia, there's Benin, there's Togo. There's all these other places which will be cheaper, where you can repatriate, and it will be cheaper for you, and it will be good, and you see business opportunities. But one thing I'm going to encourage African Americans, go to Africa to do business. You know, I've just shown you a video of how the Chinese are getting up all the tenders. You know, so start learning. If for people who haven't been to the continent, visit first. When you go back, use the opportunity that you have in America to educate yourself, be it in construction, be it in mining, be it in farming. These are the three sectors where you can become a millionaire in Africa. Okay, don't just go there because of YouTube. You want to be a YouTube whatever, because YouTube today could be stopped. You know, I've only seen two people who are doing well. It's Eat, Love, Migrate. She's built like a guest house kind of thing, which is good. You know, and also the Bag family. The Bag family are trying to have a farm and grow things, which is also good. So find something that you can use before you come to Africa. Don't come to Africa just rush. Oh, because no, the US or Trump this. We're moving to Africa. That's terrible. Don't do that, because you're going to be running back. Africa is not easy. Africa is hard. But with proper planning, you can do great things. So before you leave, don't leave on emotions. Go now, visit the place, right? And for some people who want like an ease sort of transition into African life, because sometimes the culture shock would be so magnificent. Like I just told you, in some places, you know, rents are so expensive, but also the roads are bad. They're terrible. For me, I suggest maybe if you go to South Africa, you get a better house and good amenities, better roads than you get in Ghana or than you get in any other place in Africa. If you go to South Africa, the closest place I can think of is Rwanda, where you get similar stuff. And then you can slowly start sipping into other countries, you know, so that you make your transition quite sort of smooth, where it doesn't have to be that, because some people can't take that sort of change, you know. The place is beautiful and it's waiting for you, you know. But we have to work together. We have to work. You gotta form groups. You put your capitals together. Visit. Don't send money to people. Visit embassies. Some of these African countries have departments, government departments, that have so much information. Even the Africans themselves, the local people don't even know. You just go there and they'll find out. You want to farm? They'll tell you. Some of these places, they'll even give you land for free. You know? And some of you guys who are investors, do you know that you invested in the Tanzanian bonds? You know, for 3 years, you get 9-point-something% interest. For longer than that, it's 15%. That's a lot more than you get buying American bonds. This is Tanzania. You know, so if you got some money there, invest in the Tanzanian, and you can use that as to show that you got money in Tanzania to do other businesses. You know, find out these little things that might help you. You know, don't just go there and oh, my ancestors, and walk your ancestors. That is okay, but that's not gonna feed you. The ancestors want you to be rich because they realize Mansa Musa's position is under threat, and they want us to get rich. You know, this is why I support our ADDI with Dr. Arikana Chombori, because you know they are working together. That place. Well, that lady and what she's doing is what we should all be doing. That's what the Chinese are doing. The Chinese go to China and sell their business to their people, and their people invest, and they take that money, put it in the Bank of China, and the Bank of China gives them even more money, you know, to go and to come and invest in Africa. This is why China more is gonna do well. You know, I think there's Nigeria more, which is good. I believe there should be African American more. You know, these are the things you gotta start getting into. If we just move there, we're just gonna create another third world. We need to come together, put our resources together, and start working on projects that matter. Thank you. Please subscribe to this channel, and let's get to that 10,000 subscribers. Thank you.